Jays and the Cardinals. Jose Barrios going against Miles Michaelis today, and this game virtually a pick 'em. But the Cardinals $1.15 favorite. The total in this one 7.5. Either way, it's a minus 110 on this one. Jeff, what do you think about this game here? Do you think the Cardinals save some of those runs because they put up about 2 touchdowns yesterday?
Yeah, this team's on fire right now. I'm scoring a lot of runs recently. You obviously mentioned that the 18 spot they put up on a board the other night, but scoring a lot of runs. You look even just over the last 3 games, 9.3 runs a game. Now, again, there's a lot of emphasis on that 18, but this is a good offense. Third in baseball in runs per game. Now, I know that's a fairly open stat. I mean, I know from the metrics of at home or wherever, they've been very good. This is a good offense. Have some good big boppers in the lineup. We know they're going to hit. Look, Berrios sucks. Okay, I really don't care what he's going to do down the road. So far, he has not been a good pitcher for them. And I'm a big Mikolas guy. I've mentioned that before. Doesn't walk anybody. And I know maybe some of his XFIP numbers, which expected, he's going to come and have some regression. I'm sure of that. But right now, I don't think it's going to be as bad as what we've seen out of Berrios. And I'm sure at his point, I don't know if he's going to get any positive regression. We just continue to go deeper and deeper into the season. We're almost into June, and Berrios continues to struggle. I like this St. Louis team. I think they're a good offensive group. I like Mikolas. You look at their bullpen; it's actually pretty solid, quite frankly. So I'm gonna rock with taking the Cardinals here. The money's on my side. Sharp money's taking St. Louis here, pumping this number up a little bit from the 110 it opened. It's up into the 120s. I'm gonna take St. Louis here at home, a place they've been very good at scoring over 5 runs a game. I'm taking St. Louis.
And you speak of pitching, one of my favorite guys, the pitching coach Mike Maddox on that Cardinal staff. Always he's one of the best, no question about it. Base winner, what do you got?
Yeah, it's an interesting game to handicap because I think Jeff laid out some interesting numbers and they're all true. So you have to kind of think, as far as my handicap on this game, and the reason I'm going to go with Toronto, the reason the base winner line is priced at Toronto minus 142 is you have to kind of decide, well, am I going to use this year's year-to-date statistics as gospel, or am I going to blend it with a larger sample of data? And I think for me, I'd like to use a little bit larger sample size of data, for the most part. And one of the things that I will not argue with Jeff's point about Berrios, I wouldn't say that he sucked, but he's definitely his numbers have been below Jose Berrios numbers this year, at least when you're talking about just the standard strikeout percentage and walk percentage. But having said that, over the last 365 games, and this is 32 starts, so I think it's a better sample. If you look at his strikeout percentage, it's 23.4, his walk percentage 5.6, and then if you compare that with Michaelis strikeout percentage 17.7 to walk percentage 5.3, you got a guy with Berrios who's ranked 60th out of 266 pitchers, and Michaelis 139th out of 266 pitchers. Well, you say base winner, gosh, things has changed. This guy's a completely different pitcher. And I would argue that he's not. And I would cite my Stuff Plus numbers where Berrios last year, his Stuff Plus in the 80 percentile, and it has gone down a bit this year, but he's still in the 70th percentile. And I think that's rather impressive. Also the 75th percentile location plus numbers. And you contrast that with Michaelis, who was at 13% Stuff Plus, and that's actually down more from last year where he was a 30% Stuff Plus number. So it's, to me, the larger, more macro stats I don't think are telling what the granular stats are telling me when it comes to grading his individual pitch by pitch numbers. And so for that reason, for the most part, I'm going to go with Toronto. The bullpens, to me, I can't get behind either one. My 3-metric chart has Toronto 25th, but it also has St. Louis 26th, and that looks at swinging strike percentage, hard hit per 9, and expected walk rate. Offensively, I do like the Blue Jays, and that's from a projection standpoint too, not what they've done in the last 45 days roughly. But I have them ranked fifth in baseball and 14th. And one thing, and Jeff, I'll let you go ahead and refute that. But one thing I did want to say about Toronto is if you look at their hard hit metrics, this is hard hit per 9. They are third in baseball, only behind the White Sox and the Yankees. And if you go down to the Cardinals rankings in hard hit per nine. They're 24th out of 30 teams. So I think that that's a pretty good portfolio to back the Blue Jays here for me.
Yeah, look, I think, when it comes to this, I do long term. Look, Barrett's a good pitcher. It's been weird that he's not pitched as well the last, let's say, 2 or so months and into some last season. But the truth is, more of this play has a lot to do with the fact that Toronto just isn't good offensively. And I know that maybe they've been a little unlucky, but I mean, they're, towards the bottom in runners left in scoring position. They're just not hitting it timely. They're not getting a lot of breaks. And I guess for me, I'm a little bit more granular with what is going on right now. Look, if I get beat long term, they rattle off 10 in a row and they start hitting, so be it. But the truth is, they're the bottom 5. And again, runs premium. It's not showing up on the scoreboard. And when we look at Berrios, on the road, this guy's been terrible. I mean, I know it's only 4 starts, but opponents are hitting over 300 against this guy. His whip is high. There's a lot of traffic. He's just looked off. And, I don't know if that's an injury. Sometimes we see that where we kind of foreshadow a little bit that, maybe this poor play, there's something wrong with this guy. And then the next week or 2, he goes on the DL. I'll be ahead of the curve maybe and just kind of – and I'm sure St. Louis will lose because I have no success. I've said that over the years in backing them. And Toronto has screwed me a couple of times when I bet on them. So I'm sure tonight they'll put up 15 and win 15-4 or something. But
you got to think positive, Jeff. Jeez,
no,
not in this game, but in general.
No, I know. But this is a double whammy for me. But no, I like St. Louis. I think it's a good spot for me. We'll go head-to-head here and see who comes out on top, I guess.
It's funny because both of these pitchers, they can be and have been somewhat inconsistent. And I know that I've been on both of these guys, on and off. And it's I looked at this game as well, too, and I just couldn't decipher it, especially from a pitching, matchup. But we know Toronto's bats are capable. They're capable of being explosive. We've seen that, and St. Louis is hitting the ball great right now. And St. Louis has been on the road for a while, so they're coming home for a 9-game homestand. So, yeah, this was a tough one here.
At what point do we start giving Mikolas some credit, though? I mean, I know that, it's only, we're only in May. It's May 23rd, not even Memorial Day yet. But, Mikolas has been real good. I mean, 8 starts has been real
as I think I was on his last 2 starts. I like him. I think he let me down in one of those. And I think it might have been the last one. But, he's got decent stuff. And as far as Berrios goes, I mean, this guy, he does have good stuff. He just – again, he had a rough start and then had a good, his first 2 starts weren't very good, I think it was. And then after that, he had a couple really good ones. And I remember the one against Boston that I had him going back about 4 or 5 weeks ago. He was good, but then he comes back again. And it's really weird. And he was the same way when he was in Minnesota as well, too. So, and I think that Toronto thought, okay, we're going to back this guy with good run support. He really didn't have that in Minnesota. But you're right, Jeff. This guy has just been kind of up and down. But they're hanging with him because they know that he really does have some pretty good stuff. So, but just haven't shown. So I don't know. All right, we got a base winner and Nadeau on opposite sides here. So here we go. Maybe they have a side food wager. Who knows what there?
We'll see.
But Jeff's giving up 115 and base winner is going to take Toronto plus 105. You know me. I'm always going to institute the food bets, guys, because we all love food.
Well, listen,
Jeff doesn't like nachos, though. Like, who doesn't like nachos?
No, that's untrue. I do like. Listen, if I'm in
nachos isn't a meal. I mean, come on.
You can make it a meal if you do it right.
I'm big on apps. Okay, look, if I'm in Sedona, Arizona, I'm gonna have a nacho. Okay, just that simple. I mean, that's nacho country. Now you have to understand, food is from a palate perspective. You only eat certain things in certain places. For instance, I got to be honest. I'm just being fair. If I go to Orem, Utah, I ain't eating a cheesesteak there. I'm not eating pizza there. I'm just not. I don't. It's not that it's not probably good.
What are you eating in Orem, Utah?
What's a regional there? I want to know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna eat like I feel like I could get a great haddock in Utah or like some fish, a nice fresh fish or something. But I'm not eating. Now, again, I would love to meet all you guys. And listen, I'll tell you right now, and this is the classy gentleman stand-up guy that I am. You never pay for a meal when you're with me. I will. That's just how it goes. When you eat, I pay. That's how it works. So as far as food bets, we don't need to make any food bets because when you're with me, I will pay. But yeah, I'm not going to eat. If I go to see Mark, I'll definitely have a nacho. Absolutely.
Well, I think if we're going to meet, we have to meet obviously on my home turf here in Vegas because no better culinary delights than right here. And I will take you guys to the finest places in Las Vegas. So
I
make
wouldn't
the
doubt
date.
that.
I think that's a good point because you get all those fancy restaurants in the Strip, right? Do you go to those?
Absolutely.
Well, listen, TC, here's what I was thinking. Okay. And look, one of the things that legalized gambling has been way behind on, and I'm just going to be very honest here. And one of the reasons I may be out in Las Vegas down towards the end of the summer, there's been no place that on the East Coast has set up a super contest. I don't know why. I don't know why any book hasn't done it. It's a complete waste of time. They should be doing it. So I want to do it this year. I'm going to come out and set that up. So maybe I'll come out for a few days and we can all link up. Absolutely.
Absolutely. There it is. All right. And yeah, so many great contests, whether they're Survivor contests or, fantastic contests here in Vegas. So